Family, back again at you with a new video. You know what I'm saying? And I have a story here, and I would love to share with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's true or false stories, because the Matrix these days. You know what I'm saying? But this is concerning the Second World War, and is about this some other dude that also, like Hitler, is been in the First World War, people, and died in the Second World War. Let's read. I haven't read the whole thing, so it's going to be the first time for me too, so bear with me, yeah? Stories of those who died in Eastbourne during the Second World War. I will look at the stories behind those who died in Eastbourne, in the Second World War, continues this week. The team behind the new Eastbourne Civilian War Memorial, situated at the Wish Tower, have been appealing for information on the 180 people who died. Julie Snowball, grandfather, brother Harry Shadbolt, is on the roll of honor. Julie writes, Harry was born in 1899 and lived at 93 Cavendish Place. All right. I think that's Harry Shadbolt in his hearse. Is it? That's the dude. Yeah. So it said that this same dude has been in the First World War, and then he died when they bombed them in the Second World War. Okay, but okay, we're gonna read through it to find out how he died. He was, as you guys can see, man, it's like, he was a military man or something. So we gotta think twice about these stories that they show us like that, and that are official out here, because he looks like he was a full Nefi. He was deep into the Matrix. So the stories coming from them, we need to think about it. Now I'm saying, he was the son of Alfred John Shadbolt, and Annie Shadbolt. He joined the troops in the First World War at the age of 14, at 14 people, but was injured and lost an eye at 14 people. 14! The man was at war. Wow! How? Okay. In the Second World War, he was injured by an enemy bomb in October 2, 1940, in South Street, Eastbourne, and died later that day in St. Mary's Hospital. Apparently, the bomb was a stray one which hit the church in South Street. People, they hit the church, people. Can you believe that? They actually hit the church, your God. They hit your church in the Second World War. And the dude was near the church. Well, became a sacrifice. Harry was leaving the pub and was thrown up against the wall, breaking every bone in his body, people. Wow. I wonder how old he was then. Walter Harry's brother, who was my grandfather, was doing bomb disposal in London and rushed back down to the hospital. Harry passed away once he saw him. Oh, okay. Okay, I believe that. I believe that. David Boniface was also contacted us regarding another name on the roll of honor. His grandmother, Ethel Boniface, who died as a result of bombing in Willoughby Crescent on October 28, 1941. People being bombed, people died. Yeah, in the Second World War, but they all were part of it. Even that guy was part of it since he was 14. Dude was born for it seems. He was in the First World War, lost his eye, and died in the Second World War when they bombed him. Ain't that something, people? It was at 9:39 a.m. a single Dornier Do 17 dropped 4 E-bombs in the archery area from Churchdale Road to Southbourne Road near its junction with Seaside. The first 3 hit houses in Churchdale Road Gardens, behind them and houses of Willoughby Crescent. Mr. Boniface writes, most of what I know was told to me by my father. My grandmother, Ethel May, was 50 when she died. Her husband, George, she died pretty young though. Her husband, George James Boniface, was about the same age and lived until February 1972. I was born in 1947 in London, and so never knew my grandmother and did not know my grandfather very well. George James is described as a hotel head waiter on Ethel's death certificate, and I recall my father telling me that he worked at the Grand Hotel in Eastbourne. In those days, it appears that death certificates of women described the husband's occupation and not the woman's. Alright. It seems likely that with every young child, Ethel would not have worked outside the home. The cause of death on the certificate as described as due to war operations. I believe the house received a direct hit from and was demolished. Ethel May and her husband George James had 3 children. My father, and also called George, who was born in 1915 and died in 1991. A daughter called Vera, who was either a couple of years older or younger than my father. And then a 3rd child, Michael, who was very much younger. I believe he was a very young child when the house was bombed in 1942. See that? They've been bombing them and giving them this lifestyle that war and bombing is what humans do. And a lot of them died, people. The story in the family, continuing out here, the story in the family is that Ethel was at home with Michael and heard planes overhead or the bombs falling, and threw herself on top of Michael to shield him, and in doing so was killed, but Michael survived. Heroic, I guess. I have my father's birth certificate with, according to my father, was rescued from the ruins of the house. It was some brown marks on it, which are said to be due to charring from the fire which followed the bombing. Vera went on to live in Glasgow, but I do not believe there were any children. For a while, Michael also later lived in Glasgow, but the last contact my father had was in the late 1980s when he lived with his wife and two children in Whitstable. I have followed the plans for a new memorial based on Wish Tower in Eastbourne with much interest, and I hope there might be some sort of dedication ceremony when the work is complete. I have sent a small donation to the Trust Appeal. I am a grandfather of 3 myself now, and will show my grandchildren the new memorial once it is complete. Etna was, of course, their great-great-great-grandmother. All right. You guys understood anything to do with this? After the death of that guy, it was all about this guy and that guy and my sister and my mother. And to tell you that they built this monument in the end for this guy, for these events. But don't you think it's funny that after all the wars that they have and the people that died and everything, yeah, heroically or not, do you think this is a normal role for you to leave? That you should write history books speaking about this? Have monuments about this Second World War? Was it a good thing, people? All these people died young. Yeah? Dude went to war at 14. How many of people of his age did the same and died over there in this so-called First World War? And if they didn't die there, they died in the Second World War. Okay? And now you want to give them your Third World War. So what? You can build your monuments later and tell these stories? How you bombed buildings and people jumped on top of each other to save each other. Yeah? It's all a BS, people. They all died. Yeah? There is no jumping on top of somebody to save them when they drop that stuff. They all die and get washed like what happens in any war. You know what I'm saying? So don't let them fool you, man, with any of these politricals, Nefilim, religious scientific Nefilim. Take advantage of these words, as I explained to you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's during these wars that they use the people for experiments, you know what I'm saying? For training, for trying new sciences on them, you know what I'm saying? You got this business that they're gonna be all over the wars, you know what I'm saying? Getting the people that get mutilated or shot or burned or, you know, being to an explosion. They're getting these people, they taking organs, you know what I'm saying? They doing other stuff. There's other business behind all that. Because it makes no sense out here. You see these people walking around and you minding your business and somebody just come and drop bombs on you. And you're dying and you need help. And if you need help, they have to take you somewhere. If you didn't die, yeah, you're lucky enough and you escape. They need to take you to Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? So you're in a torture world that they create for you with these religions. You got these Israelite religions, yeah, that are behind all of this. Don't forget that. Yeah, because that's all they're gonna do you. Kings and war. Kings and war. And what happened to the people? What happened to the people? They are as nothing to Yahweh. Understand that? The people are as nothing to Yahweh. You can go read in his book. He tells you they are as nothing and a thing of naught. Understand that? Yahweh has no mercy on them. So he gave them no wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding. Understand that? So they go around in circles and come back to the same. Like their own books are showing you in their websites what they did in the past. 1942, they were bombing houses, people died, but it kept happening. They did it once, they did it twice, and then they wanted to do it. They're doing it third time now. It's happening. It's been happening the whole time. There was not really no breaks from war. There was always war. Even after the Second World War, since I was born, I hear them, they still warring somewhere, man. Why are people fighting? I never understood. Until I understood the gods that they worship. He's the guy doing the whole thing. He's the guy giving them the whole science. Yeah. He's the guy doing the whole, gave them everything that they have in society. And they are all owned by him. They are just cattle. There's no escaping that. Understand that? Because he owns all these cities, he owns all these lands. Everybody inside there are just cattle. Okay? The law and all of this, okay, it's all, mostly an illusion and against you. Okay? Because you are a cattle, according to them. Why is that? Because you have no control of your environment. You have nothing. You believe people and organizations and big people that you can't see. You're never gonna see them. You're never gonna sit with them. But they taking decisions about our lives. They deciding how much we pay for the food, and the prices are always rolling up. You know what I'm saying? So it's intentional. Yeah, y'all can sit all day, don't say shit, but when it gets to your stomach, you're not gonna like it. It's gonna be too late. Yeah, because all that word bullshit they're talking about, and you got these Israelites preparing for war, preparing for destruction. You got these Christians, they want the whole world war, you know what I'm saying? Again, so they can destroy each other, they can bomb each other, like they did in them to these people. Yeah? For what? Why? You know why. For the reset. That's all, man. I love you all. Keep the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that I have given you. Okay? Don't listen to no phonies. Yeah? Talking about he wants to keep the book because the book is the truth. These are phonies, and I don't even want to start with them, because if I do, I'm never going to stop. I already explained to you guys how the book, the cube, is a prison and nothing else. It's not the truth. It's not the wisdom. It's just a prison. It contains, demons inside. Alright? So if you love the cube, you think the truth is in the cube, you shouldn't be here listening to my channel, because this truth is coming from Mosaic. It's not coming from no damn cube. I've been in the cube, I didn't learn nothing, and the cube was making me dumb to accept this stupid reality that war is a good thing. Yeah, God of war and all of that shit. That's what happens. Yeah, dead and poverty. Yeah. Yeah. And how many times it has to happen to you to get it, it's up to you. The other dude, this dude, he was 14, he went to war, he lost his eye, then he still died in the Second World War. It's up to you, man. You want to work, continue worrying, you be out of here. You and your seed and the whole thing, easily. And this is what your God wants. Good luck with that. Want to be an Israelite? Go for it. Yeah, but don't say nobody told you what's coming. Understand that? Because I've seen all these niggers now think that they're going to be Israelites despite not ever we told them. You know that? These are the most evil entities in the world now. I know. These same niggers. Don't trust none of them. Don't trust nothing they tell you. Yeah. There are some genuine good people that, you should believe and trust. But the majority of these niggers, I'm telling you in advance, don't trust them because they are all zombies. They are all religious and they are all dangerous to you. It's not a. They got 2 packs of them. One pack is scientific religion and the other pack is religion, Bible religion. Yeah, it's all the same. It's the same thing. And they both follow them. They're all gonna fall in the same hole. That's that, man. I love you all. Keep the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Peace.